Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to an experiment of anime first impressions for
Probably just call it that. Anime first impressions.
Is this the winter season? I think it's the fall season. Yeah, it's fall. Okay. Yeah, to the fall 2017 season. This will either be a collection of a number of different anime that we choose. We're not going to go through Okay, so let's just run down the format that we're doing.
We should introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, in case this is the first thing that people listen to.
Yeah.
So I'm Petra. This is our Let's Play channel that we're just putting this on, or we're putting it SoundCloud, I don't know, wherever we
Probably just on YouTube. On the channel.
I just I like it being on the channel, but I'm Petra. I'm a regular.
And I'm Elise.
Yeah, so we decided with this season that we were going to take a number of shows and we were going to give our first impressions by watching... We're kind of behind, so now we're going to watch the first 2 episodes. Mm-hmm. And kind of just informally talking about how we feel, giving you a preview and just, kind of giving...
hoping to give kind of a different perspective, because I feel like I'm not a big... I'm personally not big into, I've never watched, anime first impressions or, anime reviews. I'll just watch, whatever anime, you think is, cool, or, I used to watch a lot of anime. I don't really watch much anymore, but, you're pretty into anime, and you would, watch reviews and things like that. And they always kind of, felt like they, kind of fall short on, critiquing some aspects of it.
Yeah, so I was I'm an anime... I was I don't know what term...
You're a veteran.
Would sound like... Mm-hmm. I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm not oh, I'm an otaku, anime. Mm-hmm. I watch a lot of anime and I've watched it my whole life. But yeah, it's Elise said, when I watch reviews and analysis videos and things, it's either the person... They have good, ideas, or it's, they're not, problematic and gross, but they may not go super in-depth, and all the anime people that I find on YouTube, all the anime YouTubers that go really in-depth, all have, really shitty opinions and ideas about things, so it's, you can never win, and so I was hoping that we can fill in a niche, because I think Elise and I have good chemistry and opinions, and I like the way that we... analyze things in the games that we play on our channel, and so I'm hoping that we can bring it to anime.
Yeah.
So I basically I look at new things that come out every season and I try and watch them, and usually I only get a couple episodes in. This fall season, though, seems to have a lot of really good shows.
I agree.
There's a number that I've picked up. I was worried that I'd only find 3 that we wanted to watch, but there's a little less than 10 or something that we're going to watch. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting.
Do you have a list of them? Or no?
I do have a list of them. Mm-hmm. Should I read them now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because this could be kind of an intro.
Alright, let me read these. Mahotsukai no Yume, or Ancient Magus Bride.
Yeah, that's what we watched today.
And then there's...
Remind me what each of them are.
I only have the names.
Okay.
Inuyashiki, Kujira no Kora wa Sajo ni Utau.
These are pointless then. I was you shouldn't even...
I know.
I was I shouldn't have told you to read these.
Juni Taisen, or Zodiac War.
I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah. Hosuki no Kuni. Vanishing Line, which is the one of the really...
Big boy?
The big boy that's cute. I actually have fewer on here. Then there's Daizire, which looks really cool, and then it has Nazis in it, and I just don't feel doing that. So that's...
Maybe.
Yeah, so... But
maybe. we might watch it.
Discourse.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
If you want to engage in the discourse.
I thought you were gonna say endanger the discourse.
Well, I mean...
So, should we kind of talk a little bit, and then is the first 2 episodes even considered spoilers, or could we talk about it?
Usually, you kind of talk around the spoilers. Okay, I would say, because I think what impressions typically, or how I would like to have them be, is someone listens to them and they either will be interested in watching a show or disinterested and don't want to watch it.
True.
So yeah, we watched the first 2 episodes of the Ancient Magus Bride. I think that's what it is in English. I was like, I don't know where to start.
Me neither.
I guess like broad things that I had. So it's by what's the studio? Like Studio Wit, who did
Attack on Titan and Kabaneri.
Yeah. So it seems very that, it's like that manga adaptation.
It looks very nice.
Yeah, it does look very nice. It's
beautiful, actually.
Yeah, I guess like my opinions on the animation are that the backgrounds are fantastic.
Yes.
And the animation does look very good. The designs I think, are the only thing that hold it back. I don't think they're very strong.
I think that they're from the manga, though, don't you think?
They are from the manga, right? So they also emulate the mangaka, like her style.
The main guy, what's his name?
Elias?
Elias,
I think is his name. Let me have the fucking wiki up.
Elias Ainsworth, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the Magus.
Yeah, I like his design.
He's cool. But it's like he took the design from everyone else.
Yeah. Chisei looks like nothing.
Yeah. But I guess main character female is supposed to look like nothing. Well, I feel like it's either they look like a fucking overworked garment.
Yes, yeah.
Or they overworked garment. Yeah. Or they look like nothing, but they have like red hair.
Yeah.
We were watching it and like Petra was like, God, I would like love for her to not look tired. And I was like, Petra, you can't take away the bags from under her eyes. You can't take that from her. They're her one defining feature.
Yes. Her like horrible bangs. So I have like a thing where I really hate, there's like, I feel like it's just the generic anime girl hairstyle where it's really bad choppy bangs and it's like a little bit longer than, it's
asymmetrical. The bob is
it's like
short in the
like
back
a bob,
and longer in the front.
And even like that ugly like orange color.
Her
like
hair looks
orange,
so bad.
red. It's like really bad.
Yeah.
The other characters look pretty cool. In the first 2 episodes, there's this one woman who does like what does she like?
She's like a magic shop.
Yeah, she makes like magical like items.
Mm-hmm.
She's really
dope.
cute. She's hot.
Yeah.
And then there was like a priest guy. He had an interesting design.
Yeah, he looks like he's right out of like a 90s anime.
Yeah.
His hair.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like I've seen it before. Like he looks like a character from like Full Metal Alchemist.
I get a lot of Full Metal Alchemist vibes from this.
Yeah.
Which is like fine.
Sorcery and shit.
Yeah.
And like old mixed with new.
Yeah.
It was kind of like I was called it FML and then I was like, that's funny. It was kind of like that, right? It was like a mix of like old and new.
Oh right? Yeah, it was like the tech and alchemy.
Yeah. I never watched it.
Yeah, I've never seen it before in my life.
Yeah.
Officer, I've never seen FML in my life.
I farted.
What else were we before we get into the discourse that we have?
So, so then there's like a house woman.
Oh
like
yeah, the silent Lolita,
seen but not heard. Lolita, yeah.
Seen but
she
not
was very
heard.
funny. She had the thinnest neck. She's cute. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I really love the universe so far. I think it's very compelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you take out the main premise, because it's like I love everything but the main premise.
Mm-hmm.
If you take out the main premise and you like present to me like these ideas like on like a bulletin board,
like
a bullet list. That's exactly what I meant. Thank you.
Yeah.
It seems like a fully realized like Ghibli movie.
Yes.
It has like that whimsy and it has like the specificity of its universe.
Yes.
All of the fairies and familiars and stuff are really cool. Like they have good design.
They do.
A lot of the environments too. There's a lot of like very very nice like.
Yeah, they spent all their design energy on like the background like monsters so far.
Yeah, which I think like the mangaka, like maybe she did that.
Mm-hmm.
She's like done. What's her name? Let me like actually say her name.
Yeah.
Yamasaki Kore. She did other kind of like as credited on my anime list. She looks like she does like romance stuff, like magical. I mean, they're all kind of the same. It looks like to me. There was one maybe non-magical one. But I mean, like, so it's a really cool realized like world. It is classified as like shonen. Like the manga was like a shonen manga, so it's like, you know, meant for like teen boys, which makes sense based on its premise. But I also get, so it's like this anime is half like male magic and like power fantasy, because I think men will want to be Elias, and it's also half like teenage girl like romantic magical fantasy where it's like, you know, she falls in love with this magician guy.
Yeah.
So it's those two halves, and they come together and make a really terrible premise.
Yeah.
A really, really uncool premise.
I like agree with you, because it's like, this is the kind of thing that, like, not to bare my soul too much, it's like, this is the kind of thing that, like, I'll lay out at night, like, imagining, like, this impossible fantasy of, like, romance that I know will, like, never happen, but, like, in my, like, you know, my eternal, like, angsty, you know, 17-year-old heart, I would, like, love for something like this to happen to me, like, in a way. Because, like,
I've had fantasies like this before.
I mean, like, the premise, like, let's actually, like, say it. So
let's
it's, like,
talk about the premise.
You first meet, what's her name? Chise, thank you. You first meet Chise, and she's being auctioned.
Yeah, it has like really weird like pacing in the beginning.
Yeah, so they like, so
it's
you
like
like meet
good,
her, and
but it's kind of convoluted.
Yeah, she's like signing a contract, and then they put her in chains, and then they take her to like an auction room.
Yeah, that imagery I hated.
I didn't like it either. Yeah, and she's talking about how like she has nothing to live for, and she just like wants somewhere to call home. Yeah. So I got the feeling that like, I don't know, I thought at first maybe she was homeless, but then you see this scene later where, like, the main guy, or not the main guy, this guy who is, like, selling her, the auctioner, like, manipulated her by, like, basically
he, like, scouted her, like, at high school?
Yeah, she was at, like, her high school. So, like, bear in mind that she's, like, definitely under 18. Yeah. Which, like, puts a whole nother thing on this. Yeah. It's, like, so annoying.
When we realized that, it was like, oh, okay, yeah. Interesting.
So then Elias comes, he buys her for, like, a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah. And then he, like, takes her away, and it's like, you're gonna be, like, my apprentice. So this whole time, I'm thinking, like, okay, is it gonna, like, skirt around the idea of romance? But then I remembered that it's called Magus' Bride. Yeah. And at the end of the first episode, like, he basically is like, oh, yeah, you're my apprentice, and, like, I want you to be my family, and, like, you're totally free, of course, even though I paid £5 million for you. Yeah. And, like, you had chains when you arrived at my home. Yeah. He's like, you're totally free to do, like, whatever. I want to teach you, though, and you have, like, a lot of power. Because she's also, like, this made-up thing. Yeah, she's, like, what was it? She's a slay... I mean, they say, like, slay beggy, but it's, like, in Japanese, it's, like Sure Bega, or, like, slay Vega. Yeah. Which has is like, some translation in Japanese to, it's like, something that, like, we don't even know about yet after watching the first 2 episodes. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. It's like the manga's out, I'm sure people know. So it's like, so if you've read them, I mean, as if someone who's read the manga... Well, maybe they would. They want to know the first impressions of... But we've never read the manga. We don't know the manga, yeah. Anyway, so basically he's like, oh yeah, you're my apprentice, but, like, I'm also hoping you'll be my bride. Like, just hoping. Yeah. So it's like, it's really, like... It is, in one respect, like you said, like, that, like, young, naive, like, fantasy of, like... Yeah, it's like, I've read fanfic that start this way. Yeah. Like, I don't fit in anywhere. Like, I don't like my family. My family doesn't like me. The world doesn't like me. Because you also get the impression that, like, she has, like, this power. Like, she can see, like, fairy or something. Yeah, yeah. And it's maybe, like, it hasn't been... Like, all her life, it's been, like, a curse rather than, like, a blessing. Yeah, yeah. Whereas, people, like, ostracize her for. Yeah, like, he, like, buys her and tells her, like, your power is, like, incredible. Or, like, is special. Yeah, like, and validating her. And she's like, fuck you. Like, it's been horrible my whole life. Wonder if it has something... Oh, never mind. Okay. So I don't want to spoil things. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know. Because I'm interested, though. It's, like, bear in mind, I'm saying all of this, but, like... I want to keep watching it. I'm interested enough. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of discounting it before I watched it based on the premise. It's like self-indulgent.
Yeah, and I think it's like what it really is
for me. Yeah.
What's hard? It's like when you really think about it, it's it's like horrible.
Yeah.
Right, because it's basically like there's this very clear power dynamic. Yeah. It's like it's like kind of implied like her life is so hard she was like borderline like suicidal, which is why she like agreed to having herself be sold off. Because it's like she had no idea like what magical person would like buy her or something.
Yeah.
And so it's like never had a place to belong and this and that, and then it's like the like Elias like comes around and he's like, because what he first says to her is that she's family, right? And we liked that impression that gave us, because
I thought that it was going to be like, oh, like he just wants to like mentor her,
which I like a lot,
and I like that concept a lot too. Yeah,
because it's very nice.
It would be so nice. I know. I agree. I think like for me, there's like 3 timelines. One is like the impossible one that I wish we would have. One is like best case scenario with our worst, like with our worst situation.
Yeah.
And then like one is like the reality.
Yeah.
And like best case impossible is like he wouldn't have wanted her for a bride.
Yeah.
He would have just mentored her, seen her power, raised her to become his equal.
Yeah, like his successor, and like a powerful.
Yeah, and given her a family, like a genuine family.
Yeah, and like that really heartwarming and cute. Yeah, I would have loved
like
that.
It can be romantic, like it can be like lovely and like emotional. It doesn't have to be like lovers romance.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But then my idealized wish that like I could see happening, but like probably won't, which I was explaining to you, was like she and him like grow close with the knowledge of like being a bride, and like they fall in love, but then they travel around and she meets other people.
Yeah, and
like he's like, well, you're free to do what you want, because like,
yeah,
hopefully he's like genuinely a good person,
which I'm sure is going to be like the tension,
yeah, of course,
and conflict of the show, is that she meets some like either one particular person or other people, and he's like, oh, like throws is like upset, and you can whoever you want, and then it's drama, and then she pines for him.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's like worst. Sorry. That's like best case. That's like best worst case for me.
Yeah,
is that like at least she would like
fall for other people,
explore like other emotional options, and then come back to him.
Yeah,
but I know it's gonna be like one person like flirts with her and she's like confused and he gets upset and like she's like, no, I'm with you, Elias.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're my family or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like this
Ohana means family.
Yeah. And Ohana means no one gets left behind.
Yeah. Including your sorry ass.
Yeah. I can already tell based on like the second episode, or like I could definitely see this happening, that like she's gonna have like power that like is unexpected, and like other like male like mages and shit are gonna like want her for their own. Yeah. It's like gonna be like this
like reverse harem, which by the way I can't believe it's called reverse harem. It's just a harem.
I was gonna say it's like a surreptitious like harem, like a harem under like a harem by any other name would smell just as sweet.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Would be just harem.
Yeah, would just be as bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, I like it.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like we don't need to spell out the discourse for you.
Yeah, there's just too much of like a power imbalance.
Yeah, there's a lot that it normalizes and a lot of concepts that it brings up that bothers us.
He calls her like his puppy.
Yeah, what bothered me was like the metaphor of like him taking up. So it's like when like she has the chains when she's being auctioned and when she's bought, and then they teleport like to his home, and the home is cute. He has like this home like in like London, and she's like from Japan, and then he like spirits away like her chains, but then he gives her this like pendant thing, but it's like he later calls the pendant like the collar with the bell on it,
and he didn't tell her that's what it was.
Yeah,
at least I don't think so. Like we could rewatch it, but he was like, here's like this special like talisman,
like to protect
you or something, and then like she gets like fooled by some spirits, and like he doesn't necessarily rescue her. He just intervenes in time.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, and they're like, how'd you know? And he's like, well, like, my puppy has, like, a collar and bell.
Yeah, and I was like,
and
okay.
I was like, so you took the chains off of her,
mm-hmm.
lied, and gave her, like, a homing beacon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The one thing
it's like giving your kid a cell phone, but, like, having, like
one of those cricket phones or something.
Yeah. It's like giving your kid a cell phone, being like, yeah, now you can go out and do, like, whatever you want as long as you check in. But, like, you read, like, their phone statements and, like, have, like, you know, find my phone, like, on all the time or whatever.
The one thing I will say in its defense is that we've yet to really see Chisei be sexualized, which is, like, I love it, but I'm also, like, confused by it.
I'm confused, too.
And all of the other characters treat her as if she's, like, a child.
Well, that's why, like, I think maybe that's why I kind of have, like, this conflicted, like, time with it. Because on, like, one hand, I, like, see the, like, overt, like, manipulation of, like, power. And, like, manipulation of her emotions. But then it's also, like, she's always in, like, cute, like, boyish outfits or, like...
Yeah.
She was wearing, like, tight shorts and, like, a cute sweater. And, like, you know, there's no, like, upskirt shots. Like, the only time I've seen her in, like, a skirt is when she was wearing, like, in, like, the opening, she's wearing, like, a school, you know, uniform or something.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like either it's there, that's there to, like, further the kind of, like, female fantasy?
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's, like... the, like, innocent, but, like,
you know,
sexy. But she's not sexy.
I would say, like, I think that's what it is, because it is by a female author, and I think it's one of those things where it's, like, it's an honest female's fantasy, because it is. Like, we both, you know, were saying, like, you know, this is something that I would fantasize about when I was young. But it's hard because it's naive.
It is.
Because it's, like, all of... like, the situation is just not, like, healthy.
But I think that it's... I mean, there's no... what's the phrase? There's no whatever consumption under late capitalism. There's
no ethical consumption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's, like...
I mean, there's no ideologically pure media in existence.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's, like...
is what it is.
You just have to, like, look at it and be like, we can watch it, and we're like, yes, like, I see... like, what you're doing, and I see, like, parts of it that make me uncomfortable, but, like, it's beautiful, and, like, I definitely don't want to, like, I'm not saying that, like, just because something's, like, beautifully animated and, like, has cool characters, like, you can just forgive everything, because, like, what were we watching? The gambling shit?
Oh, Kakegurui, which was a fucking mess.
Yeah, like, that's, like, cool animation, like, really pretty.
That was
not like not like
not to like talk about that.
Not like amazing like character design, but like compelling character design, but like horrible.
Yeah, like on the off chance that you haven't seen Kakegurui and you're listening to this and you've been debating it, don't watch it if you're a woman.
Yeah, just bad for women. Bad.
And it's
like,
so hard because it draws you in with like lesbian like overtones.
Well, yeah, and then
no.
And it's that thing where like. It's the same with this, like, the puppy and, like, master.
Yeah.
It had that in Kakegurui, but, like, horrible. And in this, it's like,
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
Kakegurui was like, I'm gonna die. And this is like, okay.
Yeah, because I think it is, like, that naive fantasy that, like, everyone who, like, you know, likes fairy tales or has, you know, watched anime and read romance novels, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, like, there's that naive fantasy that, like, a lot of women have, I should say, or a lot of anyone can have this fantasy.
Yeah.
But it's like, of, you know, having a hard life and then, like, someone comes into your life who can, like, protect you and care for you and, like, wants to love you.
Yeah.
And I think that that's very enticing. And I think that, like, hopefully, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's very overbearing in these first 2 episodes because they're setting everything up.
Yeah.
I'm like, it'll either only get worse or it'll be like, this is something that I can deal with because the rest of the show is, like, compelling.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're going to go on, like, adventures together. And, like, fall in love. It's not, like, violent or anything. If you're worried about that, like, as far as, like, the auction and stuff, like, it wasn't like horrible.
Yeah, so we can talk about that. So it's like, there have been, there's scenes where it's like menacing and serious things are like happening, but it's all the way that it's directed and animated, it's all like, I mean, maybe this is a bad thing, but I think it's like, it's not like, I've watched anime where it's like, hi, there's like this concept and we're going to illustrate it in like the grittiest, most like violent way possible, or like the way that things would play out in like kakegurui, like, seemingly like fine things would be like gruesome or like hyper sexual. Everything in this seems like very tame and like nothing really like gruesome. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in. Nothing gruesome,
But I mean, for a show that starts with a literal like slave auction, it was like not. It was like
okay, bad. Yeah.
Like I don't feel like
as like, okay as it that could be.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't feel like super upset by it. She was wearing like a long shirt, and like she was up there for like not even that long, and like they didn't push her, pull her. Like, I feel like like, not to just keep talking about it, but it's like, it's worth it because it's not, like, horrific. The concept, when, like, you really think about it, is not great. It's problematic. Yeah. But, like, it's worth watching because it's, like, fantasy, because it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I would say, is it's like, and I don't think, like, we're going to be, like, warning anyone. Like, anyone that would be, like, worried about the show knows already, like, by the premise, like, to be worried. And I guess I would say, like, take what we've said, but I would recommend it, I'd recommend it to, like, women. It's, like, indulgent.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, like, I'm just going to watch it and, like, good, and just indulge in it. Because, like, I think it's going to have, like, some fun premises. It seems, like, cute. It has the, like, typical, like, cheeky, like, moments where everybody's, like, chibi and, like... Yeah. And there's cute stuff. There's cute little lizards and dragons and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, now, I wouldn't have, like, a young girl watch the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't like the premise and I don't like...
Well, that's what the problem, I think. That's the problem? It's like, if I was, like, 14, I'd be watching this, like, losing my mind.
Yeah.
Like, because I'd be like, why can't that be me? This is so beautiful and romantic.
And now that I'm at this age, I'm like, thank God that's not me and this isn't real.
Yeah. Or, like, if this was like real and happening to me, like, I would want to be, like, my adult self.
Yeah.
Who can,
like... even that.
Yeah, like, at least, like, I don't know, she doesn't really, like, stick up for herself, but she doesn't, like... She's not, like, completely... No, well, I don't know. It's just, like, a new world for her, so maybe she'll kind of, like, come into her own...
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, too. It reminds me of, like, it's very similar to, like, the Beauty and the Beast concept, but I feel like it's so fun. It's like Belle in that situation, she's, like, an adult, though. Yeah. And that's, like, kind of a different situation.
Technically, she's, like, not.
Is she not, actually?
She's, like, really young in the original story, yeah.
Oh. But in, like, the adaptation,
yeah, I mean,
she's, like, an adult?
She's supposed to be more, like, 18.
It's like they couldn't make her, like, in her 20s. She seems like she's in her 20s.
I mean, maybe... I don't know, actually. I might be talking out of my ass, but she's supposed to be, like, pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, I love to talk out of my ass.
Yeah,
I know you do, too.
Yeah. But, yeah, what was I going to say? I had a thought. Oh, shit. It wasn't that important. Oh. I was also, like, hoping that, like, she would be, like, incredibly powerful and, like, immediately, like, surpass Elias.
Oh, yeah, right? Like that would be interesting. Yeah. I mean, it might.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's, like, good and fine, I would say. It's, like, mostly harmless. Like, maybe don't... it's, like, depending on the kind of person you are, like, the kind of people that we are, if I had, like, I wouldn't have my nieces watch it. Even, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's, like, so hard because it has, like, that very Ghibli, like, childlike appeal, but it has some very adult concepts, but they're kind of, like, ephemeral enough, where it would kind of be at your discretion. it's like, I feel like for a lot of the anime that we're going to watch, I wouldn't even, like, consider having children watch it. Anime is so difficult sometimes. It's like, I was thinking about, like, when we watched, like, Yuri on Ice, and I was watching it, I was like, I want my niece to watch this. But then you have, like, that one skater who's like, I'm coming in my, like, skater uniform. And I'm like, all right, well, guess she can't watch this then. But yeah, otherwise, it's like, unless you really have a problem with the premise, which is like fine if you do, I think it's fine. If it seems appealing enough, I think it's good, and we'll probably keep watching it. I'm interested enough. That's it for the Ancient Magus Bride. I don't know what we'll watch next, and we'll put a video up, either like the Zodiac War one or like Vanishing Line. I think they're all like out. I wonder, some of them we might want to wait for the second episode to come out, because we're doing that. But yeah, we'll just kind of keep going along. We didn't know how long we can talk for, and this is like a whole fucking episode. But yeah, if you like this, let us know. This is our first time doing a first impressions.
Yeah, you can comment, or like we'll like reply, like if you say something nice on like Twitter, like either the Hex Code Girls Twitter or like or like our personal ones are in the description, right?
Yeah.
Like this video if you like it though. Let us know.
Yeah.
I just mean that like genuinely, like if you don't do anything else but you were like, yeah, this was like cool to listen to.
Yeah, like it, just so that we have an idea. Yeah, because like we're just trying stuff to see if like our audience like will appreciate us kind of talking about anime impressions. It's like I both want opinions, and I also am like, keep your opinions to yourself. Because I'm like, is this too long to talk about our first impressions?
You think?
It's like yes and no. It's like some YouTubers, it's like they have their first impressions, and it's like the whole video where they talk about like 12 shows is like 17 minutes.
Oh shit.
And it's like Dodger does.
I could just talk forever though about anything.
Yeah, Dodger just like goes through each show, and she just gives you quick and dirty like how she feels about it.
Oh, and then I wonder if we could do that.
And then there's ones that I listen to where it's like, I mean, they go through literally every anime that goes through, but they spend like 2 or 3 hours going through like every episode. And they talk about each one at varying lengths. But I think I know. And I guess depending on the shows, it's like if we hate something, it might be like, hey, this is our 7-minute video and we hated this. Don't watch it. But, I mean, there was a lot to talk about with this, and it was compelling. A lot of discourse. So, but yeah, see you next time.
Je suis Elise.
I was gonna call you not a French-a-boo, but a baguette-a-boo.
A baguette-a-boo.
A baguette-a-boo.
Francophile.
A francophile.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like, comment, and subscribe.
If you'd like to see our channel grow, why not tell your friends about us?
We are pretty cool, but we won't tell you what to do.
See you in the next episode.
Stay wicked!